Hey guys, what's up? It's Jonathan with One Big Impact. So I want to talk about a few things, and specifically the most important and the single driving force of this video is going to be goals. I found myself many years ago, I used to talk about a lot of things, and you hear all these things like write your goals down, do this, do that, and be specific, and everybody says something kind of along the same lines as the other person, in the respects of if you have goals then things are achievable, otherwise they're not really achievable. So one of the biggest problems that I've always had has been figuring out how to get really specific with goals. Reason being, I feel, is I am fearful of an exact thing. Meaning, if I say I'm going to get 15 clients, I hit 15 and then I start backing off because I feel almost like I don't deserve it or something is happening. So I always try to avoid very specific things. But lately, over probably the course of like the last 4 years, 5 years, something like that. When I started traveling, I began to get a little bit more specific with things like I'm going to go to 6 countries per year. I'm going to do whatever it is. And I want to talk about a few things. This one is, and funny enough, because on my goal list for a long time, and it went so long on my goal list, getting my own place. It went on my goal list so many times, eventually it fell off. And it's important that you keep writing it and 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 keep it in the back of your mind, and know that regardless if you lost faith in it, you still want to achieve it, and you got to keep that driving force towards it. Because here I am, and I don't want to speak too soon or anything, but realistically I have my own place. And you guys, I've been talking about it for a really long time, and it's crazy. It really is. As it starts to come together little by little, like I have the furniture in here. I got this nice chair for 20 bucks, by the way, yesterday. I got this table for 5. I got that couch for 20. I got some really good deals on some stuff. I got a bookshelf. You know, I'm using Boo's desk as my own desk. In memory of him, I built it for him, so now I use it. But it's very weird when the things start to come together. And they say that you only get things as you earn them. So I would assume I earned it. I didn't have the money. I really didn't. I didn't have the money but I had the plan. I put it into action. I said, screw my fear. I'm going to go to the apartment complex. I'm going to talk to them. I'm going to try. I put the deposit down. I said, you know what? I'm going to let this go to the universe. I'm going to work really hard. And then about 2 to 3 weeks, about 2 weeks before, I began actually the process of knowing that because I never even got to see the apartment. Like, I already knew that I was going to do it. Like, there was no question that it was going to happen. I feel like my camera is just a little bit tilted. Am I tripping? Now it's tilted the other way. But I didn't even need to see the place, because I knew whatever it is, as long as it was safe, it was going to be good for me. I travel a lot, you guys, and a lot of the times I stay on bunk beds with random people in the room. So I'm not super picky about living situations. It's nice, it's clean. It's just enough size for me. It's not too big. It is kind of small in the kitchen area because that's where I tend to spend a lot of time. But other than that, like once I get some storage situations figured out and everything like that, I think it's going to be a really cool thing. Now, the reason I'm talking, not to elaborate on that, but I just knew that regardless of what the situation was, I was going to get the apartment. And I didn't want to put too much meaning like I was going to be okay with getting the apartment. I was worried. I really was. And I kept working and kept working and kept working towards it. And lo and behold, sure enough, they came back and said, the apartment's yours, come check it out. I came and looked at it. And as soon as I walked in, I was like, I love it. I really do love it. And within that last 2 weeks, the money started coming in, everything started working out, and it really folded together nicely. I was able to get the power turned on, I was able to get internet, I was able to get everything that was needed. It was really quite amazing, to be completely honest. So I do have to work on like budgeting and things like that because, let's be honest, I'm bipolar and that's one of the things I struggle with. So, goals. I have like a goal book here. This is a 2020 goal book. This is a last year goal book. So I wanted to just talk about it because of the importance that I think that you need to put on the specificity of actually writing goals. Actually trying to obtain things. Obviously in the beginning, make them small. I've made so many goals, and I would say, well, just listen. Like, here's some. That's some visioning I see there. And sorry, I'm looking through this. Okay, so these are like my goals, and this has continued into this year. I just restarted it because of whatever reason. Find people that care. Make $50,000 on YouTube. 15 clients. I think I'm roughly there right now. 199 pounds. I'm definitely not there right now, but that's because I made it to 205. 205? Yeah. And it changed because now I'm focused on powerlifting. I'm not running as much for the simple fact that I'm trying to give my knees a break. So you also have to remember to be flexible within very important reasons to be flexible. Don't be flexible because you're lazy. Don't be flexible like you have no idea. Like this last month, I have ran with extreme pain in my knees, and I kept going and kept going and kept going. Now I realized, hey, dude, like my knees need a break. I got to give it a break. I actually am trying to save up and get a bike because I'm training some clients for some runs, and I want to ride next to them to make sure everybody stays on track. The next thing is $100,000 for a year. Become more social. I want to be stretching certificate. Learn to meditate. Work on an hour a day knowledge reading. Now these are just like kind of like basic roundabout things. Now I'm gonna go into my focus, which is different because you'll see like these ones are just kind of just stuff jotted down, kind of ideas in the back of my head. These are like full-blown, I'm going back every time and making sure that I update the information and stuff on a regular basis. So it says 15 clients, and then I go break down all the times and monies and clients I had and updates and everything like that. I ended out the year, I believe, with 13. So that wasn't bad, and when I wrote this, I had started at like 6, which is awesome, I think. 6 countries was like, I finished that, you guys know that, like did Krakow, Slovakia, what was the other ones? Budapest, and then whatever the other ones were, I don't know. Pay off credit cards, 4 total this year. So that still rolls into this current year, and I've got 2 paid off so far. I need to update that. 2 paid off, and I'm also almost to the 3rd one paid off. So I'm doing like a compound thing or whatever. This one obviously is going to be a longer goal, but I'm still working on it because it has to do with paying off the debt. Cabin in Payson or Christopher Creek area, rent out the place, credit cards are paying off. I'll end up with like $585 per month once I pay off all my debt to be able to work towards that. Now, the next one is run a half marathon. Funny enough, like that's how long ago I wrote this. Since then, I've ran like 10 5Ks, a half marathon, a full marathon, a bunch of 2 10Ks, like a bunch of things. So I definitely went above and beyond that. Now, that is like a huge waste of space. And in the back, I had some random things. This was written on 12/1/19, and it says 2020 goals, and this is just something that I don't even know what this is. It says October 7th. Oh, these are some affirmations. Look at this. I put this in here. It says, I have ran a half marathon. This is October 7th, 2019. It says, I now weigh 190 pounds. I didn't make it, but I've got it close. I have paid off 75% off of my debt. Not quite, but I've paid off some credit cards. I take 15 for personal clients and 15 online clients. Not there yet, but I'm working on it. I am making $10,000 per year from YouTube. I like that. So here's the thing. Sometimes you have to remember that your goals are too big, okay? So if I say my goals were so big, so big, so big, so big, all the time I was like, I want to make $1 million on YouTube. I'm going to make $100,000 on YouTube. And then it came down to 50,000. And then the more I learn, I'm like, okay, if I made $1,000 on YouTube, maybe I need to make $2,000. Like, just try to double it. Don't try to like go from like $500 to $5 million. Like, you have to take baby steps, because then once you learn how to take, you know, from $2,000 to $4,000, then you can figure out how to make it from $4,000 to $8,000. That way you don't constantly fail. If you have 100 pounds to lose, stop thinking I have 100 pounds to lose. Say, I want to lose 5 pounds. Then I'm going to figure out how to lose 10. Then once I lose 10, I'm going to figure out how to lose 15 and 20. And then pretty soon you're on your way to 80 pounds and you're really close to your goal. But you're not trying to achieve it all at once, because let's be completely honest. If you gained 100 pounds, you didn't do it in 5 months. It took 15 years maybe. So just remember that. I went to Caribbean, Poland, Vegas. I did all those things. I ran a half marathon. I did that. I'm in love and in a great relationship, probably with Amazon Prime, but that's about it. I have $1,000 in the bank. I did recently achieve that before the apartment, so that's good. I've ran a marathon. I've done that. Saved $1,000 for my cabin. I have not done that yet. And then 2020 actual goals. And those were just like positive affirmations, like visioning myself there, putting myself into those situations. This one says powerlifting certificate, coaching certificate. I got that. Run a marathon. I did that. 6 countries. I've not done that. And apparently, for some reason, that might be on hold. You guys know why. Pay off 50% of debt. Not yet, but I have like quite a bit of the year left, like 7 months. And then do a mini triathlon, which I will put by that. It's actually called a sprint, and I want to get a bike so I can do that. A sprint triathlon is basically 3.1 mile run, like a 5K run, and then so many meters swim, and then like a 12-mile bike ride, which I feel like I can do pretty easily. Now, this is not something I've been using this year. I've transferred it over to a new book. Why? Because that one kind of ran out of paper. 6 countries. April 11th. Supposed to go to Greece. Apparently that is currently not going to happen because of whatever. Passion Gold hobby. Play 2 songs, and I've been writing regularly on updates and stuff like that. And I'll be completely honest, my guitar's practice has been suffering. And I did get the guitar that I had on layaway. I paid it off just because the main reason, honestly, that I paid it off is because I told them I would pay it off, and I didn't have the money to do it, but I wanted to make sure it was paid and went and got paid. And by the way, it sounds way better. So that's great. And there's another page of updates for the songwriting, or song playing. And by the way, I am getting better. I did practice yesterday. So, powerlifting coaching certificate, boom, I got it. And funny enough, I did not know that I was going to join in on a powerlifting adventure. So I'm going to take myself through a powerlifting meet. Why? Because I've got it written in here, okay? Powerlifting meet. So I've got 2 marathons, 4 half marathons, 6 10Ks, 8 5Ks. I've done like 3 5Ks so far and a 10K, and I'm on hold on the other stuff. Maintain 100 pounds of muscle. I actually kicked up. I think I'm like 105 right now on muscle because I've really been killing it with like the strength program, and my exercises have been absolutely beautiful. I'm back to bindering. If you don't know what that means, if you guys have been following me a while, I carry a binder into the gym for myself and clients, and I track all my progress because I find that it's extremely helpful. All these things that I'm telling you guys are things that I do. Yes, I know I go all over the place and I'm quite scattered with them, but here's the thing: if you're constantly thinking about something, if I go 6 months and I'm like, I want this new bike, 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 I want this new bike. You write about it, you read about it, you research about it, you're videoing about it, you're vlogging about it, you're posting stuff about it. Eventually, guess what's going to happen? You're going to get that bike. But if you say, well, I want to lose 50 pounds, and then you just don't say it, you don't talk about it, you don't go to the gym, you don't meal prep, you don't drink your water, you don't do these things, you're not going to be able to achieve it. I don't care what the fuck you do, you're not going to be achieving things. Out of sight, out of mind. If you're a visual learner, cool. Take a video. Take yourself a video. Make pictures. If you're a reading learner, then good. Read some stuff about it. If you are going to be like a physical learner and you have to do things, good. Go work out. Go get exercise. Do your cardio. Sign up for a race. Just start doing things that are going to put you in place to be able to achieve these things. Like, I'll be completely honest, guys. I probably should have gone and tried to get this apartment years ago. But I was fearful. Finally, I went down there and talked to the apartment, and boom, I'm in here. Like, if you don't put yourself in a situation to be able to achieve things, you're not going to, and it's just not going to happen. So, if you're trying to lose weight, you're trying to get healthier, you want to be able to run faster, sign up for a fucking run. Like, I know people are like, whoa, I can't run. Cool, sign up for a 5K that's 2 months out. Get yourself stronger and focus on it each and every day, trying to achieve, or at least getting closer to achieving what you're trying to do. Because if you don't have something that's measurable, because say, here's the thing, you sign up for a 5K, maybe it takes you an hour to run it, walk, run it, whatever, cool. Sign up for another one in a month, maybe you're at 47 minutes or something like that. You kicked up 15, 13 minutes, so you're healthier. Maybe you lost weight. Maybe you want to get a little bit better at running, so you're drinking more water. Accidentally lost another 5 pounds. Think about it like these things are going to help you with your ultimate goals. So, cabin goal, I have that in there, and that's definitely something that I'm honing in on now for sure. Mom going on a cruise. I don't know if I'm going to do that because she's kind of weary about travel and stuff like that, but we'll see. Pushing on that, 15 strong dedicated clients. I need to update that depending on who the people are. And then next, I have, do I have anything else? Let's see. No, that's it, I think. Yeah. Okay. Why are goals important? Goals are important because, and these are just two, like, you guys, like, I have a whack vision board, like, that I wrote on every single day when I was trying to do the half marathon. I was trying to go to 6 countries, and I was trying to do a cruise, and all of these things were so crazy unachievable in my mind, but they were achievable. And, you know, part of being bipolar is getting this weird idea of that you can achieve anything, or you're this grandiose thing. But here's the thing, like, I know that I can't achieve like anything. Like, I'm not stupid. Like, I don't feel like I could fly to the moon. I'm not stupid in that respect. But I do feel like if I put my mind to something, and I know if I put my mind to something, and it is reasonable, you know, like I have an ultimate goal to deadlift 686 pounds. And it's just a pound past what Arnold Schwarzenegger did. I don't even have to write that down because it's always in my head. Like, if people ask me, how much do you want to deadlift? 686, that's my number. Like, I've even been thinking about getting it up to 7 lately because I just popped up to 550 with changing a few things in my routine and getting on my own strength program. So, like, I'm like, okay, you know, my squat's going up, my deadlift's going up. Okay, cool. Maybe I can hit 7, you know, and if you're constantly working towards these things and they are within reason, you know, within your capabilities, obviously if you're wheelchair bound, you're not going to physically run a marathon. You could do it in a wheelchair, yes. But like, so we have to think within reason and understand, but don't make your reasoning like below what you think you can do, because you would be surprised. Like, if people saw me a year ago, there's so many people that said, you're going to live with your mom forever. You're never going to get out there. You're basically like a mama's boy and this and that. You know what, dude? Screw you. Like, I'm here and I'm trying. And I'm not saying that I'm not going to fail at things in life. And forbid that I do, you know, or that any of you guys do. But I think the important thing is that if you're not constantly working towards trying to achieve actual obtainable goals, you're wasting your freaking life away, dude. Like, it doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be travel. It doesn't have to be deadlift. It doesn't have to be like, it doesn't have to be weight loss. It doesn't have to be any of that. But like, if you're not constantly trying to achieve something, you're basically just pedaling backwards. I hear so many people that come complacent with life and they're like, nah, I'm cool, I'm good. And it's like, yo, like when I see you on a hiking trail, it's good that you're huffing and puffing, but don't say you're an avid hiker and you're going to hike all these things and stuff and you're like, you're dying like when you do it once a year. Like, challenge yourself, hike once a week, you know what I mean? Like, become better at what you're doing or what you love, because if you don't try to constantly become better, like, this life will take those things away from you, like, I promise you. And I will say, like, here's the thing, like, I was running a few years ago, and I'm not saying, don't ever think I'm saying anything bad like that you're huffing and puffing on a trail, dude. Get up there, fine, huff and puff, you know, work your ass off and get better each and every day. That's all I'm saying. But here's the thing, like, I was running months or years ago, like, and I tore my Achilles heel. And if you guys remember, like, I posted I was having an electrical shock therapy in my calf, and finally snapped in. I was able to jog again. It took 3 years. 3 years I wasn't even able to jog. I don't even really enjoy running. It's not my thing, you know what I mean? Like, but I was trying to achieve something. I went back, redeemed it, and I even got like a 52-minute 10K. That's pretty damn good for a 200+ pound dude. Like, I was pretty impressed with that. And I've ran a marathon. So I redeemed myself and went even further. Don't just accept failure. Look at it. See what it was. Figure out how to get around it and how you can move forward and get better results with writing goals, writing things down, write them achievable, write them on the wall, write them in a book, write them in your phone, update them. And that's the biggest thing that I've noticed lately. If I just put it in there and I forget about it, it's not good. Now I try to hold myself accountable and at least keep it in one solid journal. Like, this was last year's basically, this is this year's basically. So now I have to go to this all the time and constantly update it. And I'll be honest, I probably need to update it right now because there's some significant updates. But I updated it about a month ago. It's been a pretty crazy few months. But here's the thing. If I go back into there, I can say, oh, okay, this is where I was before. Then I know. Like, say you do have to lose 100 pounds or 20 pounds or whatever. Say you got to lose 100 pounds, right? And you're like, oh man, I just haven't got anywhere with my journey lately. But then you look in there and you're like, you were 188 before, and now you're like 186. You're like, hey, you know, yeah, I'm not much closer, but I'm lower than I was. I'm 2 pounds lower. That's 2% closer than I needed to be, or than I thought I was. So a lot of the times going back into it and actually focusing on, hey, where am I at? Where am I going to go? Can I get a little bit of update? What can I do this week or this month or this year to get a little bit closer to that goal? Because maybe I haven't been working as hard as I need to. But that way you can adjust them accordingly and move them around. Maybe even delete them if they're not within what you want to do anymore. You guys, I hope this video helped you. Please write your goals down, get specific, and realize that it really does help, even though how stupid it sounds. And I say that because I'm the guy that said, that's so stupid, you can't do that. Like, I struggle with visioning, like putting myself in the place of things and stuff like that, and actually seeing it. Like, that's not how I learn. But I will say that writing it down and going back and updating it has been helping me tremendously. And it's been helping me mostly on feeling like I'm getting a little bit closer, if that makes sense. You guys, be stronger than your excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Stay on track. Hashtag Team Boo. If you're new here, please check us out on Facebook. Our group is called Healthy Living for a Healthy Life. Achieve your goals. Please write them down. Get specific as you can. But most importantly, go back and update them and check on your status, your progress. Make sure you're working really hard towards achieving greater things, because you can. Have a good day, guys. Bye.